Now we review the 2012 film War of the Worlds in the Ocean. I mean Battleship! The 2012 film Battleship! Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I am Richard, this is Random Street Theater, and I have finally seen a film that was very much on my watch list for many years. More than 10 years now, in fact, and that's the film Battleship. I, of course, am wearing my Predator Hawaiian shirt, so you can see right through me. And underneath I have my genuine Ryan Macbeth, Department of the Boat People t-shirt in sand. Available exclusively at Bunker Branding. By the way, if you happen to be a person who likes to get smarter, Ryan Macbeth has very informative videos on military equipment and misinformation. He's an incredibly intelligent guy. I think he speaks like a dozen languages. And I always enjoy his content. I love supporting him. That's why I have this shirt. Speaking of people I support and the ocean, for every 1,000 subscribers I get across all 6 of my channels, I do purchase one of these bracelets from the company 4Ocean. 4Ocean will then pull a ton of trash out of the ocean for me and for you and for all the world. Now, Battleship. As previously mentioned, Battleship is essentially War of the Worlds, but in the oceans off of Hawaii. Yes, it was based on, or it was themed towards the Battleship tabletop game, where, based on the concept of the early World War II and perhaps late World War I battleships, which could shoot over the horizon, they were shooting blind. They couldn't see what they were hitting. So without a stationary target, you basically don't know what happens unless you fire the gun and you see an explosion in the distance, which would be probably how the game dynamic came up, because you have 2 players, each can only see their own board, and they're calling out numbers on a grid to see if they hit enemy vessels. All right, that has nothing to do with Battleship. There are images from the game, and there is an Iowa-class battleship in the movie, and that's about it. What you do have is, well, you have a douche. And this particular douche will do anything for the poon. And this particular douche, he meets this chick, and she just wants a chicken burrito, and he is willing to go to jail to get that chicken burrito. And I think what happened was, originally he had the choice of joining the United States Navy or getting incarcerated. But they cut that out, and his brother gets pissed at him and makes him join the Navy because he was tasered by police. Right. So, flash forward a couple of years, and El Ducho becomes a lieutenant in the Navy, but he's about to get kicked out after a fight with the Japanese captain, a fist fight with a Japanese captain. And he's apparently super intelligent, but he is a grade A under A plus student who's a total underachiever. And then aliens attack. And, he's there to save the day. It takes a man who will not give up under any circumstances to do this. Now, this movie falls under the category of Pacific Rim. If you remember the original Pacific Rim film, it is dumb, but it's awesome. And this movie is dumb, but it's awesome. For example, the aliens appear to be unintelligent. And, what happens is, we send a signal out into space, the aliens hear it, and they come to conquer our world, I guess. But their communication ship gets its tail end kicked in orbit somehow, and it lands somewhere in Asia and just breaks the fuck apart. And after doing that, now the aliens can't talk to home. So we stop focusing on them and start focusing on Hawaii, where the signal came from, because the aliens want to call home. They want to ET this business and ask for reinforcements, even though they already took an attack fleet. It's complicated. All right. And these aliens, if you don't attack them, they don't attack you. I would think an advanced species would be like, yeah, we're here to conquer the planet. Let's just start ripping things apart. But no, for some reason, if we don't attack them, they don't attack us. Because, I mean, we need a movie to happen, and they can't just wipe us out in the first 5 minutes, can they? And there wouldn't be a movie, all right? And, of course, at some point, we have to take a old World War II era ship, start her up again, and, have her smack down on the aliens. Ugh. There's a lot wrong with this movie. One of the things wrong with this movie is, of course, the firing devices used by the aliens that need time to warm up, even though, they have plenty of them, and they should be taking down ships left and right. Another thing is the very simple fact that in this movie, you have something that happens. It's an old trick that the wooden vessels used to use, where they would use an anchor to steer. All right? This worked with a wooden vessel because it was much lighter, and an anchor could catch the bottom and cause the ship to turn, right? Physicists have looked at this movie and said when they do this with a battleship, it is basically the most likely scenario is the anchor would just drag along the bottom. It wouldn't catch on anything strong enough to move the ship. And then the next likely scenario is that the anchor chain would probably tear a hole in the ship, and if that didn't happen, the anchor chain would simply shear off. All right? That can't happen. And then there's the very simple fact that in this movie, they do an almost point-blank assault from a battleship to an alien vessel. Okay? Here's the battleship gun. Here's the alien vessel. The whole point of the battleship game was that you were striking things you can't see. And that takes place in the movie. But wherever that battleship was at the beginning of the movie before they started their engines, they probably could have hit the enemy ship from there. It's that simple. Now, also take into effect, could you start up a World War II era battleship? How long was it in service? It probably was kept in pretty good condition. And, they found a World War II tank in a lake. Drug it out of the lake. This was not too far ago. They drug it out of the lake, and they tightened up a few fittings and started her right up. So, it's not impossible for the engines to start up. But I would really doubt that any kind of live ordnance would be aboard a museum ship. That being said, this is a popcorn movie, and you're not supposed to think about it. You're supposed to watch this movie, say, America, yeah! And enjoy yourself. Preferably on Independence Day or the 4th of July or something like that, after you've consumed a certain amount of alcohol. So the dumb part of the movie is secondary to the awesome part of the movie. And I have to say this much, I really enjoyed this film. I enjoyed this film enough that I felt happy for the rest of the day after watching it, and I got more work done. So, yeah, Battleship belongs in the upper half of your watch list. It is an awesome, dumb movie. And you should probably see it. But that's just my opinion. I'd love to hear yours in the comments below. I'm Richard. Greetings, humanity. Once again, Fred the Facehugger here, reminding you to comment, like, and subscribe. And of course you should do that because, if you look, I am wearing 2 bracelets. These bracelets are from 4Ocean, a company that pulls a pound of trash out of the ocean every time somebody buys something from them. Well, the owner of this channel has pledged to buy 1 bracelet for every 1,000 subscribers. And it's a very, very dirty ocean that you dirtied. So, you should help him out and comment, like, and subscribe, therefore having him more subscribers so that he can buy more bracelets and clean that ocean. Or, yeah, I could fulfill my life cycle and hug your face. Don't you want a hug? Come over here. I want to give you a hug. I want to give you a hug right now. Yes, come over here, polluting human. Let me give you a hug.